Okay, good morning class. So we are going to start maths, I think from today. Already you have done the comprehension part. So myself Vinod Tiwari, I am taking CSAT classes almost from 8 to 10 years, and I am associated with Vision IAS in last 7 to 8 years, I think. Yeah, 7 to 8 years. So see, my approach for mathematics for CSAT is, if you see the paper, if I analyze the previous 3-4 year paper from when the pattern has suddenly changed, because initially UPSC was asking a normal question, very simple question from mathematics. From last 2-3 years, they're asking very concentrated question from some topic. So these topics are very important. So if you want to clear the CSAT, or if you want to get the cutoff marks in CSAT, you have to only, I can say, give maximum effort to these topics, which I'm going to take. The topic name is mostly percentage, ratio, number system. If you see the previous year paper, previous year paper of last 2-3 years, you will find out from number system itself, around 20-25 questions are there. So you can think of, out of 80 questions, some 20 questions are coming from single topic, that is number system. If you see the paper of 2015 or 16, you will find out mostly questions are from the percentage. Out of 30, suppose if 30 questions are coming, out of that, more than 60-70% questions are from percentage. And some basic building are there, percentage, ratio, number system. These are the basic topic. If you master these topic, you will able to solve the other topic also, like time, speed and distance. Time, speed and distance is completely dependent on the, we can say, the analytical part of percentage, ratio, LCM, SCF, all these things. If you are good in these things, you are able to solve the time, speed and distance. So understand, these 2-3 topics are very important, which we are going to cover in next 3-4 days. So next 3-4 days are very important for you, because I can say that next 3-4 days is going to decide whether you are going to clear the CSAT or not. I told you the reason. If you see the paper, out of 80, sometime 25-30 questions are from 1 or 2 topic. If I see summarize last 3 year paper, go and check number system. These one topic alone can give you around 40 to 50 marks. So you can think of, out of 65-66 marks, whatever you require, out of that 50 marks is coming from single topic, that is number system. If you see the 2-3 year back paper, you will find out percentage. Percentage is another topic which is very important, and if you see, more than 60-70% questions are directly from the percentage. And with the help of percentage, you are able to solve other topic also, like profit and loss, compound interest, simple interest, and many more topics, like mixture. Mixture is half mixture is dependent on percentage, and half mixture is dependent on ratio. Then your TSD, time, speed and distance. So all these topics we are going to cover, like 2 topics, very important one, percentage, number system and ratio. These 3 topics are most important one. So we are going to start with the percentage. Fine, this is the most important topic. At least 4 to 5 questions directly from the percentage every year. This is the minimum number I am saying. This is the minimum number I am saying. Sometime this will be more than 10-15 questions also, but this is the minimum number, at least 4 to 5 questions. Then we will go with the number system. If you see the last 3 year paper, then I can say that more than 60-70% question of mathematics are directly from number system, but this pattern can change. So we can again say number system is very important. At least 7 to 8 questions are directly from the number system. Then your ratio part, ratio 3 to 5 questions. 3 to 5 questions. So these 3 topics, most important one. These 3 topics are the most important one. Once you cover the percentage, your profit and loss will be done. Profit and loss is again an easy one, because that is exactly connected with your percentage topic. Once percentage is covered, you can do the CI and SI. CI and SI. You can do the data interpretation, because data interpretation, mostly they are asking the concept of percentage or ratio. So most of the time, data interpretation questions are directly from the percentage. So if I cover the total percentage as a unit, so I can say that minimum 10 questions. Minimum 10 questions are directly from percentage topic. Minimum 10 question and many more topic also like a mixture. Once you are done with percentage, mixture, half of the mixture is done. So we can say that this mixture topic is also connected with percentage. So if I see everything, at least 10 questions are directly coming from the percentage topic. This is a very important one. Okay. Then number system. Actually the problem with the number system is, like suppose if any question doesn't fit in any topic, we will say that it is from number system. Because number system is what? Numbers, all about numbers. So whichever question, like we are not able to categorize, okay, this question belongs to this chapter, this question belongs to this topic. So we will say that this belongs to number system. Because in mathematics, in every question, there are some numbers are there, we have to calculate something. So we will connect with the number system. Suppose any puzzles question is there. So that puzzle question, we will say that it belongs to number system. It belongs to number system. So core number system, 7 to 8 question is done. Then ratio. Once ratio is done, then along with that, ages problem, then partnership problem, then mixture problem. All these can be covered with the help of ratio. So ratio, if I connect collectively, so again I can say that 5 to 7 questions are directly from the ratio every year. So if you see 10, 17, then 5, around 20, 22 questions every year are coming from these 3 topics, which are number system, percentage and ratio. Sometime alone number system give you 20 questions. Like last year paper, last to last year paper, if you see and check, so more than 20 questions are directly from the number system itself. Okay. So these are the topics which are important, very important. Apart from this, the topic are TSD, time, speed and distance, then time and work, then average, and another important topic is LCM and SCF. So these are the arithmetic topic which UPSC is asking. Apart from this, there are some topics from higher mathematics like probability, permutation, combination, then mensuration, geometry. So that portion UPSC is asking hardly 2-3 questions. So we will cover that topic in the last, because the effort required to cover these topics are equivalent to effort required to cover the last 4-5 topics, because they are very chapters are very big and a lot of theorems are there, everything is there, and it is also required a lot of time to understand. But if you see the time, both time required arithmetic and higher mathematics times are almost same, but here you will get at least 80 to 90% question directly from arithmetics, and only 10% questions are coming directly from the higher mathematics. So I say the same effort, here 80 to 90% question and there only 10% question. So it's better if we focus only on these part. We will give some importance to the permutation, combination, number system, permutation, combination, probability, and don't worry, we will cover that part also, but we will not give more than 1 or 2 class for that. The reason is simple, because here we required less effort and we will get more marks. There we required more effort and we will get less marks. Okay. So these are the things which we are going to cover. Today we are going to start the very basic of the percentage. Next 2 class, I will make sure your percentage basic concept is clear. Please, whatever doubt you have, suppose might be many of the students are there who are just like taking the maths class first time after class 12th or 10th. They have not learned maths from last 5-6 years. It's fine, it's perfectly fine. But my only point is, whatever doubt you have, just ask me as soon as possible. Otherwise, what happen if I'm covering any topic is look like everything is clear to you, and let's make it more interactive class rather than dominant class. So whatever doubt you have, if you are getting also, because in offline classes I ask my student, if you are getting say yes or no. It's not possible in the online class, but at least you can comment it, you can say yes or no if you are getting the concept. If you're not getting the concept, you can say no also, I'm perfectly okay with that. But please respond so that I will understand whether the concept is clear to you or not. It is very important for me. Otherwise, what will happen? I will move with my pace and it might possible you are not able to understand. And this is the first class, so it's difficult for me also to understand your psychology, to understand your level and everything. After 1 or 2 class, I will judge your level and I will shift accordingly. Might be, suppose I'm going average today, but it might possible you are very good, your level is very good, so you will find it boring. Okay, what sir is telling is very simple thing. So I will increase my level accordingly, but you have to respond, then accordingly I will change my style of teaching. Okay. Now we are going to start with a percentage. Now 2-3 very quick concept here, and which is very important for you guys. The first concept is what is the meaning of percentage. So if you see the percentage name itself, percent. Per means divide, cent means 100. So what is the meaning of percent? If I say X percent, so this sign is a sign of percent, and this percent sign means divide by 100. Per means divide, this is the per, and this is the cent. So percent simple meaning is divide by 100. So whenever anybody is asking what is the meaning of percent, so percent simple meaning is divide by 100. So X percent means X divided by 100. 20% means 20 divided by 100. 30% means 30 divided by 100. So this is simply divide by 100. Or we can say out of 100, out of X percent means, suppose 20% means out of 100 we are talking about 20. Out of 100 we are talking about 20. Out of 100 we are talking about 30. So suppose if I say 100 blocks are there, if suppose 100 blocks are there, so out of 100 blocks we are taking 20 blocks. Out of 100 blocks we are taking 30 blocks. So always understand one thing here, percentage means comparison. We are comparing something. We are comparing something. Suppose whenever we say 20%, so 20%, one mathematical meaning is 20 upon 100. But what is the actual meaning of 20%? So if I say what is 20%, so your next question will be, sir, 20% of which quantity or what? 20% of what? Because 20% simple meaning is 20 upon 100. But what we are trying to do, we are trying to find out the 20% of any number. So when we are finding out 20% of any number, so see, suppose this marker is in my hand. So this marker, this is the original length of marker. This is the original length of marker. So the original length of marker means this is your 100%. Anything which is complete is equal to 100%. Now suppose if I remove the cap, so now this is what is left is 80%. What is left is 80%. So this 80% is with respect to the original quantity. With respect to the original quantity. Like suppose if I say, if anybody say what is the cutoff of UPSC prelims this year. So suppose a student is saying the cutoff is 52%. Cutoff is 52%. So what is the meaning of this? The GS paper 1, total mark is 200. Out of this, the cutoff is 51%. That means 102 marks. So now try to understand. This 102 is representing the 51% marks. This 102 is representing the 51% marks. And this 51% is with respect to the total marks. With respect to the total marks. That means for UPSC prelims, this 200 is 100%. And out of this 100%, the cutoff is 51%. That means 102 marks. The cutoff is 51%. That means 102 marks. This is the basic meaning of the percentage. So if I ask you how much marks you score in the class 12th, suppose a student is saying 30 or like not 30 because if 30% he will fail. Suppose 60%. Suppose 60%. So what is the meaning of this? Suppose class 12th total marks is 500. Out of 500, a student score 60% marks, that means 300 marks. So what is the meaning of this? Here, this 300 is a 60%. And 60% with respect to what? 60% with respect to this 500. So this 500 is representing 100% and a student scores 60% marks, that is equal to 300. I hope this is clear to everybody. So percentage is a relative thing. We are always finding out with respect to something. Class 12th marks, 60% marks. So if I say 60% marks, so you have to say the total marks is 500. Out of that, 60% marks is 300. Okay. Now, if I say find out 40%. If I say find out 40%, so what you can say? 40% of which number? 40% of what? Because whenever we are saying 40%, 40% doesn't mean anything. Because what we can say? 40% mathematical meaning is 40 upon 100. But if we have to find out 40% of any number, so we should know 40% of what? 40% of X, 40% of Y, 40% of Z. Suppose a student will come from US and you ask him, how much marks you scored in class 10th? And he say, I have scored 75% marks. And you don't know the total marks of class 10th in US. So you will ask, 70% of how much? Like 70% of what? What is the total marks? What is the total marks? Then only you are able to find out the 75% marks. Otherwise, you don't know what is 75% of like a class 10th marks, because you should know the total marks there. So understand, whenever we are asking 40%, 30%, 20%, so the first question which come in your mind is 40% of which number, 20% of which number, 30% of which number. So always understand, percentage is a relative quantity. So we are always finding out with respect to something. With respect to something. Are you getting my point or not? Are you getting my point or not? Okay. Let's give more example. Suppose a student is in Tamil Nadu board and a student is in the UP board, and both students got 70% marks in class 10th. 70% marks in class 10th. Okay? If I ask you, suppose this is student A and this is student B, who score more marks? Student A or student B? So your first question will be, both score 70%, both score 70%, but we don't know the total marks. Might be Tamil Nadu board, total marks is 600, and might be in UP board, total marks is 500. Total marks is 500. So until unless we don't know the total marks, until unless we don't know total marks, we cannot find out the 70% of both number. We cannot find out the 70% of both number. Because if I ask you which score more marks, student A or student B, we cannot find out the answer. And the reason is simple, because we don't know 70% of which number or 70% of which number here. So until and unless we don't know the total marks, we cannot find out the 70% of this. So the first concept which you should know, we cannot compare the percentage. We cannot compare the percentage until and unless we know the base value. Until and unless we know the base value or relationship between the base value. What is the first concept? We can't compare the percentage value. We can't compare the percentage value until and unless we know the base value or relationship between them. Or relationship between them. This is the first concept. On this concept, UPSC have asked many questions in last 10 year, 12 year. Many questions, or not only UPSC, every exam you can go, state PCS, any exam you will go, you will find out one question at least out of this concept. One question at least out of this concept. We cannot compare the percentage until and unless we are sure we don't know the base value. Okay, I will give the question. Suppose if I ask you 20% is more or 30% is more, your first question will be 20% of which number, 30% of which number, because until and unless we don't know the base value, we cannot compare these two. We cannot compare these two. We cannot compare these two. So the first thing is you should know the base value, then only you are able to answer. Please understand this thing very clearly. Again I am saying at least 1 or 2 questions are directly from this concept every year almost. Either they are asking in percentage or they are asking in DIE or they are asking somewhere else, but at least 1 or 2 questions are directly from this concept. So you cannot compare the percentage directly until and unless you don't know the base value. Until and unless you know the base value. So please understand this thing. You can only compare percentage when you know the relationship between the base value or exact base value. So if anybody asks you, suppose anybody is giving a state PCS and you ask him how much marks you got, he said 20% or 70% or 80%, whatever it is, and suppose you also got 70%, but you can't compare both marks until unless you know the total value. Until unless you know the total value. So it is very important to know the total value, then only you can compare the percentage. This is the basic thing. Now some question on this concept. Okay, suppose in 2020 in Vision IAS 30% of the students are from UP, 20% from Delhi, 10% from MP, 25% from South India, and 15% from other states. Other state. This is in 2020 number of students from different states who joined the Vision IAS. Then in 2021, suppose from UP number of students become 25%, Delhi also become 25%, MP become 15%, and South India also become 15%, and this become okay. Total students are showing 100%. So this is 2020 number of students who joined from the different state to Vision IAS. This is the data of 2021. If I ask you one question, in 2021, from how many states number of students increases who joined the Vision IAS? From in 2021, how many states are there from which the number of students increases who joined the Vision IAS? Tell me the answer. In 2021, how many states are there? I am asking how many states. So answer will be either 1, 2, 3, 4. This. How many states are there from which the total number of students increases who joined the Vision IAS? Tell me the answer of this question. In 2021, how many states are there? In 2021, how many states are there from which total number of students increases who joined Vision IAS? Okay, so generally what the student look, they will see, okay, from Delhi 2020 it was 20%. In 2021 it become 25%. In MP it was 10%, now this become 15%. So there are two states. And then other one, here it was 15, it was 20. So they will say there are three states. One is Delhi, MP and other states. So from these three, the total number of students increases. But what is the problem, basic problem here? The basic problem here is we don't know the base value. We don't know the total number of students here. Are you getting my point or not? Might be in 2020, total number of students was 1 lakh. And in 2021, total number of students become, suppose, 1,000 only. So you will see that none of the state, the total number of students increases if I give total value like this. If I give total value like this. And if I reverse it, this become 1,000, this become 1 lakh. Then every state, total number of students increases. So understand, or we can think like this way. Suppose here total number of students is X. Here total number of students is Y. So until and unless we don't know the value of X or Y or relationship between X and Y, we cannot find out the answer. We cannot find out the answer. Okay. Yes, the answer will be can't be determined. Answer cannot be 3 and 4. Some students are saying answer is 3 or 4. No. The answer will be can't be determined. And what is the reason? The reason is we don't know the base value. Devashish, Neha, the answer will be can't be determined. We don't know the answer. And why we are not able to find out the answer? Because we don't have base value. I told you, suppose this become 1 lakh. And this becomes, suppose, I will say only 100. Suppose in 2020 the total number of students was 1 lakh and 2021 total number of students was 100. So you will find out from none of the state total number of students increases. Nothing is given. Total value is not given. Total value is not given because if you see here 20% of 1 lakh is 20,000 and what is 25% of 100 is only 25. So you can see that even from Delhi also total number of students is not increased. Total number of students is not increased. So understand, until and unless you don't know the base value, you cannot find out the answer. You cannot find out the answer. So to get the answer, you should know the base value. And this is what I have told you. This is what I have told you. So comparison of percentage, please keep this in your mind. And I told you the reason, because UPSC is asking direct 1 or 2 questions from this concept. You cannot compare the percentage until and unless you know the base value or relationship between them. Okay. I hope this is making sense. I hope this is making sense.